What is going on, my peeps? Your man Versatile's back with another video. Back here to discuss WandaVision and my first impressions on this show. Yes, this show has been getting off to a very interesting, confusing start, but with episode 4, it finally started opening up what this show is gonna kind of be about. So I just want to sit here and talk about it real quick. I told you guys I'm gonna bring some coverage about it. I decided not to do a weekly thing because the episodes are too short, so it's not enough to really kind of do a week-to-week thing. So I'll do an impression video now, and then depending on what happens in the next ongoing episodes, you'll catch at least another video in regards to WandaVision, which will be around the finale time. But before we get into what's been going on so far, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys ignite the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you never miss my videos. That way we can sit back, chillax, and see what's cracking. Now let's get into the video. And first, let's say that WandaVision is pretty good. I will say that I can understand exactly why the initial approach to rolling out these Disney Plus shows was going to lead off of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, though. It doesn't necessarily take away from WandaVision, but the fact of the matter is WandaVision is not for the casual fan, because you have to really pay attention to the Easter eggs, because it's really been a bunch of Easter eggs throughout each episode. And then you also have to really pay attention to the movies to understand exactly what's taking place and when this is taking place in WandaVision. So with all that being said, I see why they initially wanted to roll out Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but I guess they couldn't because it has probably some tie-in to Black Widow, and so they're probably really trying to keep those two movies tight, or that movie and that TV show kind of close in proximity of each other. And so their best bet to roll out something Marvel related that wouldn't really throw off their timeline that they have going on. As we know, it's not going to be chronological again, but rolling out WandaVision was their best bet to get something out here to us. Now I could argue maybe Loki should have came out, but with the speculation of him talking to Black Widow in some degree, that's what the rumor has been in part of that clip of that teaser trailer that they dropped. They feel like he's talking, Loki finds Black Widow in some sort. So I don't know if that's true or not, but unless that really has some type of play, Loki maybe could have came first, but maybe production isn't quite done on that, even though that's supposed to be coming like right after Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But nonetheless, WandaVision is not for the faint of heart. You really have to kind of pay attention, catch the Easter eggs, enjoy the nostalgia that WandaVision brings with the retro style production of each episode, dating back to the 50s, and it's skipping a decade with each episode. So episode 1 was like the 50s, episode 2 was 60s, episode 3 was 70s, and episode 4 took a step back and gave us kind of like the I don't want to say big picture, but the stuff that's happening outside of Wanda's reality. See, in this show, and it does follow the comics to a large extent, Wanda creates basically this alternate reality where Vision is back. She's got a family with him. They got this little lifestyle, and she's basically playing it through the lens of old age, right? Of 50s, 60s, 70s, that old style TV. And so she's broadcasting this reality through broadcast waves, which is basically TV, which is how we've been able to watch it. But then that's how Agents of S.W.O.R.D. have been able to keep up with what's going on with Wanda. And that's primarily because Monica Rambeau gets dragged in, basically gets sucked into this alternate reality Wanda has created. She has basically created a whole town in New Jersey to live in for her fantasy, and Monica was touching it and then just got right on in, and then became part of the world. And that's what we get to see in episode 4. Episode 4 opens up S.W.O.R.D. opens up the fact that Monica Rambeau's mom, Maria, who was like best friends with Captain Marvel, her nickname was Photon, helped build S.W.O.R.D. She was like the pioneer for building S.W.O.R.D. S.W.O.R.D. is supposed to primarily take place out in space to really pay attention to cosmic threats, but of course they're gonna probably have a headquarters on Earth. But Monica's mom really heads that project for S.W.O.R.D. If you guys remember Far From Home, Nick Fury was teased to be in the S.W.O.R.D. base in space. And so we're starting to see the teaser and almost like the prequel style foretelling for the TV show in Sword, and for what this could do long term, even throughout WandaVision. We see Agent Wu, who was in the Ant-Man series, who put Ant-Man on house arrest. And we also see Monica and a lot of the people come back from the reverse snap that Hulk did. And Monica actually lost her mom throughout that 3-year time period that the snap took place, or the blip that was officially named in Spider-Man Far From Home. So you're starting to see all the tie-ins from the movies, from the recent movies, that is feeding the narrative for Phase 4 nonetheless, because of course that was going to have some altering effects. And with what happened to Wanda and the love of her life, which was Vision, that's why she's doing what she's doing now. But you're also starting to see the cracks come through in terms of people being able to infiltrate, or Sword being able to infiltrate her reality, but then also the struggle and the stress her power and this reality is putting on her, because she's trying to keep it as perfect as possible, but she can't because of everything that's starting to come through and interrupt and distract. And Vision is even starting to catch on to it, but she always tries to rewrite the narrative of this reality so that everything seems pitch perfect. So this show is doing wonders right now, and episode 4 really kind of gave us that glimpse into what's taking place. Episodes 1 through 3, you didn't see Wanda officially, conjure, so to speak, really summon her powers, because we know that it's red based. You see it in episode 4. The screen also transitions from old school TV to widescreen, and you see her just propel Monica right up out of the reality back into real time, real world. And the amount of time that Monica, or Geraldine, in Wanda's reality has been in there, it looks like she's been in there days or weeks or however long each episode is. If it is really going kind of decade bait, no, I wouldn't say that, because time is accelerated in Wanda's world. Remember, her twins were basically conceived and born within like a few days or a week's worth of stretch. So time is accelerated there, but only 24 hours really went by in real time when Monica went in and got booted right back out. So again, MCU, Kevin Feige, they playing with time on us again. So expect nothing to be necessarily chronological going into Phase 4 and Phase 5, and most likely Phase 6 if we ever, or when we hear about that. But nonetheless, we're getting the Sword involvement, we're getting Wanda's involvement, we're getting Monica's involvement, we're getting Vision's involvement, Agnes's involvement, dare I say Mephisto. Like, there's so many different ways it can go. I wonder what approach they're officially going to take for Wanda and what happens there. My thing is, or my prediction is, they're going to use Wanda to, like the comics, instead of basically wishing or deleting the mutants or the X gene, she's going to create the X gene. Oh no, my bad. I mean, that's actually what other people think. Other people think she's gonna create the X gene and actually create the mutants. What I think is going to be the same thing that took place in the comics, is that she erases the mutants or the X gene, which is how Kevin Feige and the MCU or Marvel Studios will officially bring in the mutants, by that mention, by that statement. And then you're gonna work through these movies trying to stop Wanda and whatever power source is feeding her, to then reverse that, and then the mutants will come in probably somewhere towards the tail end of Phase 5 and start in Phase 6, and then we're going to get an era of a ton of X-Men movies. That's what I think is going to happen. That's my prediction. But let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of A, WandaVision, B, the MCU as a whole right now, the direction it's going, the TV show that's taking place, and see your prediction in regards to what you think is going to happen with Wanda. Is she going to be the instrument for mutants? Let me know down in the comment section below. But if you guys haven't already, ignite the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you never miss my videos. That way we can sit back, chillax, see what's cracking. But your man Versatile signing out, and until the next video, hit that Wanda, baby. Wait for it.